Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, and I am broadcasting within the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today, I'm going to be addressing a controversial bill that was actually passed by the Criminal Justice Subcommittee. And it's entitled Senate Bill 130, Use of Deadly Force. And it was done by Simmons and Smith, co-introducers, and Thompson. And what it does is combines Senate Bill 130 and 122. And it says here, the use of deadly force. This bill combines Senate Bill 130 and S 122, requiring the county sheriff or municipal police department to issue reasonable guidelines for operations of neighborhood crime watch programs, provided that a person who is justified in using force is immune from criminal prosecution and civil action initiated by the person against whom the force was used, providing that provocation justifying the use of defensive force must include the use of force or the threat of the use of force, etc. And if it gets passed through the floor and Rick Scott signs it, it will be October 1st of this year. And the last action was the 20th, March 20th, 2014. And then the Criminal Justice Subcommittee read first time, SJ 305. And so it did filed on August 27th of last year. And it got passed by the Criminal Justice Subcommittee 7-0. So pending reference reviewed. And now remaining references corrected, judiciary, community affairs, etc. I'll put that on my Spreaker page. And I'm going to read the bill. It's like 5 pages long. And I'll give you my viewpoint on it and other input to back it up on why. It says here, by the committees on criminal justice and judiciary and Senators Simmons, Smith, and Thompson. A bill to be entitled an act relating to the use of deadly force, amending SS 3060.60 and 166.0485 Florida statute, requiring the county sheriff or municipal police department to issue reasonable guidelines for the operation of neighborhood crime watch programs, providing the guidelines are subjected to reasonable exceptions, amending statute 776.032 Florida statute, providing that a person who is justified in using force is immune from criminal prosecution and civil action initiated by the person against whom the force was used, revising the definition of the term, quote, criminal prosecution, unquote, clarifying that the law enforcement agency retains the authority and duty to fully investigate the use of force upon which an immunity may be claimed, providing that during a pretrial immunity hearing, the state bears the burden of proving via preponderance of the evidence that the defendant use of force was not lawful, amending statute 776.041 for the statute, providing that any reason, including immunity, used by an aggressor to justify the use of force is not available to the aggressor under specified circumstances, providing that provocation justifying the use of defensive force must include the use of force or the threats or the use of force, creating statute 776.09 Florida statute, providing legislative intent relating to the justifiable use of force, providing an effective date, be enacted by the legislature of the state of Florida. Anything's coding, words are stricken or deletions, words underlined are additions. Section 1, Section 30.6 Florida statute is amended to read. Establishment of neighborhood crime watch programs. 1. A county sheriff or municipal police department may establish neighborhood crime watch programs within the county or municipality. The participants of a neighborhood crime watch program shall include, but need not to be limited to, residents of the county or municipality and owners of business located within the county or municipality. 2, which is underlined, The county sheriff and municipal police department shall issue reasonable guidelines for the operation of such programs. The guidelines must include, but are not limited to, prohibiting a neighborhood crime watch patrol participant while on patrol from confronting or attempting to apprehend a person suspected of improper or unlawful activity. Subject, however, to those circumstances in which a reasonable person would be permitted, authorized, or expected to assist other person. Okay. Section 2, Section 166.0485 for the statute is amended to read 166.0485 Establishment of Neighborhood Crime Watch Programs. 1. A county, sheriff, or municipal police department may establish neighborhood crime watch programs within the county or municipality. The participants of a neighborhood crime watch program shall include, but need not to be limited to, residents of the county or municipality and owners of businesses located within the county or municipality. 2. The county sheriff or municipal police department shall, which is all underlined here, issue the reasonable guidelines for the operation of such programs. The guidelines must include, but are not limited to, prohibiting a neighborhood crime watch patrol participant while on patrol from confronting or attempting to apprehend a person suspected of improper or unlawful activity, subject, however, to those circumstances in which a reasonable person would be permitted, authorized, or expected to assist another person. Not underlined. Thus ended. Section 3, present subsection 1 of section 776.3032 for the statutes is amended subsections 2 and 3 and renumbered as subsections 3 and 4. Respectively, a new subsection 2 is added to that section to read 776.032, immunity of criminal prosecution and civil action for justifiable use of force. Subsection 1, a person who uses force as permitted in Statute 776.012, Statute 776.013, or Statute 776.031 is justified in using such force and is immune from criminal prosecution and civil action underlined by the person, personal representative, or heirs of the person against whom the force was used, not underlined, for the use of such force unless the person against whom force was used is a law enforcement officer, as defined in Statute 943.10 subsection 14, who was acting in the performance of his or her official duties. An officer identified himself or herself in accordance with any applicable law, or the person using the force knew or reasonably should have known that the person was a law enforcement officer. As used in this subsection, the term criminal prosecution, which is quoted, unquote, includes arresting, underlined, arresting, taking into custody, or then they did some deleting, and now it's not underlined, charging or prosecuting the defendant. This one here is underlined. This subsection does not restrict a law enforcement agency, authority, and duty to fully and completely investigate the use of force upon which an immunity may be claimed, or an event surrounding such use of force. Subsection 2, a defendant is entitled to an evidentiary hearing on a pretrial motion to dismiss an indictment or information by making a prima facie showing of the justifiable use of force. During the hearing, the Senate bears the burden of proving by a preponderance of the evidence that the defendant's use of force was not unlawful. The purpose of the motion, the judge shall decide all factual disputes relating to the defendant's use of force, but any factual findings are not established for the purposes of any subsequent trial. The defendant's testimony is not admissible in the subsequent hearing or trial except for the purposes of impeachment. The denial of the defendant's motion to dismiss or any factual findings at the hearing do not preclude the defendant from raising any defense or presenting any evidence at trial. And that's completely all underlined. All right. Now, it says here, Section 776.041 Florida statute is amended to read 776.041, use of force by the aggressor, which underlines justifications. Okay, not underlined, describing the preceding sections of this chapter. All this is underlined, including but not limited to the immunity provided for in as statute 776.032 R. And that underlines ends, and it proceeds not available to a person who, 1, is attempting to commit or committing or escaping after the commission of a forcible felony, or 2, initially provokes the use of force against himself or herself unless A, such force is so great that a person reasonably believes that he or she is in imminent danger of death or great bodily harm, that he or she has exhausted every reasonable means to escape such danger other than the use of force, which is likely to cause death or great bodily harm to the assailant, or B, in good faith, the person withdraws from physical contact with the assailant and indicates clearly to the assailant that he or she desires to withdraw and terminate the use of force, but the assailant continues or resumes the use of force. This is all underlined for purposes of the subsection. Provocation must include the use of force or threat of force. And this has been underlined here. It says Section 5, says 776.09 Florida statute is created to read, is all underlined. Justifiable 776.09 justifiable use of force, legislative intent. The use of force authorized by this chapter is intended to encourage vigilantism or acts of revenge, authorize the initiation of a confrontation as a pretext to respond with deadly force or negate a duty, or to retreat for persons engaged in unlawful mutual combat. Section 6, this act shall take effect October 1st, 2014. Well, to be very honest, my friends, it may sound good, but the truth of the matter is some of the language you're using is already in the books. And the fact is that when I read the original chapter on justifiable use of force as it is today, I have to say in good faith, it is very thorough. And you're going to add these little yin-yang, I call it, to make everyone feel better. I still find it ineffective. And their mistake is, in my honest opinion, these two bills, Senate Bill 13122, should be separate instead of combined. And the logical thing to always do, if you're going to have a neighborhood watch program, handle it more locally with your sheriff or your police chief. Have a good discussion. You don't really need to have that language as a law. So, because I know they're still making a real major issue on the whole stand your ground. And some of them still say it's a Jim Crow law. But based on the investigation that the Tampa Bay Times did on this particular language, to be very sincere, many of these people try to use the stand your ground, and from all races combined, 44% were convicted, 75% were justified, and 15% were pending. All right? And if you go to the blacks that use it, 9 were convicted, 27 were justified, 7 were pending. And we go a little further for the whites, 33 convicted, 41 justified, and 7 are pending. This is on the whole state level. Then with the Hispanics, doesn't matter black or white, 2 convicted, 7 justified, and 1 pending. And we go a little bit further for the accused victims, white on white. You got 26 convictions, 34 justified, and 4 pending. And of course, 1 on black, 1 conviction, 6 justified, 4 pending. Then we hit the white with Hispanics. 1 conviction, 4 justified, 1 pending. And black on white, that used the stand your ground. 3 convictions, 4 justified, 3 pending. And the black on... Oops, shoot. I'm going to back this up a little bit. I goofed. Come on, there you go. Hold on here, gotta get back. And the black on black cases are interesting too. You had that try to use the stand your ground, 8 convictions, 18 justified, and 3 pending. And of course, when it comes to blacks and Hispanics, one case happened, it was justified. All right. And of course, Hispanics with whites, you had 3 convictions, 2 justified. And of course, Hispanics with blacks, all 3 cases are considered justified. Yeah, of course, and another one right here, Hispanic on Hispanic, 2 justified, no convictions. And what's interesting about the whole, because they try to use the whole George Zimmerman case, which is a very disturbing, it doesn't matter what side you're on, he never made that motion on stand your ground because based on forensic evidence, the gentleman, Mr. Zimmerman, was on his back. So the whole thing was never SYG. It was classic self-defense. And that's been in the books in Florida for a long time. And so how I look at this, when if people want to get rid of it, I tell them this: look to the Tampa Bay Times and go further. They did a real thorough investigation on it. It's been proven it's never been race. They were very fair. It's very ethical. I don't hope that it won't happen to me or anyone else I care about, and vice versa. But self-defense has always been a righteous thing. If you're going to use it to commit a crime or hunt people down, then that's 10-20 life, my friends. I support that too. I will put this all on my Spreaker page, okay, with the Senate bills, the Florida statutes, and the Tampa Bay Times link. Okay, so I'm going to make one more note. It's a very sad incident that happened to a colleague of mine named Kelly Bellinger, who got shot. And what I was informed at this time, he tried to protect his daughter from an assailant. He did save, what I got so far, he did protect his daughter's life. And it's really disturbing because he's always been a good chap. Knew him from the local music scene since 1988, so almost 25, 26 years. But I always pay my homage to him. And he's always been a great individual. And may his soul be forever free. Like I tell everyone, all my listeners, you live once, you value it. Enjoy life, but always be vigilant, spiritually vigilant too. Because we never know. And that's why I always talk about these discussions about natural law. It doesn't matter if you're race, color, creed, sexual orientation, political paradigm, etc. We're all on this earth together. All right. Okay, my friends, that's it for now. And you could hit me on Spreaker, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Tumblr, and YouTube. You can send your comments there. Thumbs up, thumbs down, middle fingers, criticize, commend me. And, hey, share your input. That'd be great, because I like to have people, sometimes we may have some disagreements, but we do have an honorable discussion. We build healthy dialogues and enhance more positive relationships. Like as always, demonic resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate societies. Until next time, take care of yourselves, keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.